If you feel unworthy, you are in a perfect place for Jesus to unfold the gift of sanctification in you. To be sanctified is to be changed, to be made ready and available to perform an effective work for Jesus in this broken world. Works do not sanctify nor save us. The recognition of our brokenness, our desire to be holy and pure, and our efforts, inspired and empowered by God alone, the very struggle against self has an effect for good that grows us by His power and makes us mature in Jesus. The battle will be hard and close at times. It may seem hopeless, and friends, in our own strength, well, it just is hopeless. But with the grace, acceptance, and forgiveness, the empowerment, the promises of Jesus, well, He will see us through. This is September 3, and I am Pastor Virgil Koval, and this is Power to Serve Today, a daily devotional podcast with a mission to help Christians be strong in Jesus. Our title today is the Law and Sanctification, and our text comes from Leviticus 20, verses 7 and 8. Consecrate yourselves, therefore, and be holy, for I am the Lord your God, and you shall keep my statutes and perform them. I am the Lord who sanctifies you. Adam and Eve transgressed the Lord's requirements, and the terrible result of their sin is a warning to us not to follow their example of disobedience. You see, from this we can see that to hate, disdain, or disregard the commandments of God is not sanctification. In fact, this is the opposite of sanctification. Some imagine themselves to be sanctified and then feel free to disregard the commandments of God because they are now somehow in a special position above the need to honor God's law. Well, this is really self-righteousness and presumption. There is no genuine sanctification except that leading to obedience to the truth. That is to say, those who love God with all the heart will love His commandments also. The sanctified heart is in harmony with the precepts of God's law, for they are holy and just and good. No one who truly loves and fears God will rebelliously transgress the law in any particular. When man lives in transgression, he is under the condemnation of the law, and it becomes to him a yoke of bondage. Whatever his profession may be, he is not justified or pardoned. The Bible tells us, the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. Through obedience comes sanctification of body, soul, and spirit. This sanctification is a progressive work. It is an advance from one stage of maturity to another. Let a living faith run like threads of gold through the performance of even the smallest duties. Then all the daily work will promote Christian growth. There will be a continual looking unto Jesus for help and strength. Love for Him will give vital force to everything that is undertaken. Thus, through the right use of our talents, we may link ourselves by a golden chain to the higher world. This is true sanctification. For sanctification results in the cheerful performance of daily duties and results in a mature and steadfast obedience to the will of God. When it is in the heart to obey God, when efforts are put forth to this end, which will inevitably be faulty and flawed, because we are saved by grace, Jesus accepts this heartfelt desire and effort as man's best service, and He makes up the deficiency with His own divine merit. Remember, we can never earn our salvation by any works, as our works can never be good enough. Thus we need not despair. As we keep looking to Jesus and holding on to His promises, the indwelling power of Jesus will grow us and change us from glory to glory. The key is to never let go of the hope and the grace and the forgiveness of Jesus. Our promise today comes from Romans 4:13. For the promise that He would be the heir of the world was not to Abraham or his seed through the law, but through the righteousness of faith. Again, this is Pastor Virgil Koval reminding you that good people who see themselves as good can never get into heaven. It is the bad people, the broken people who feel their deep need of Jesus and hang on to Him day by day that will be prepared and enter into that heavenly home.